Hi, welcome to our academy. Today we'll be doing division. It won't be complex division, it will only be for year threes, key stage 2. We're doing this because of the coronavirus so that it keeps the kids occupied, but anybody can join in, so let's crack on. Division, what is division? Division is when you divide equally something amongst, say, people, or say divide a pizza. So if you divide a pizza into two, that would be a half and a half. Or if it was worth, say, the pizza was worth £6, that would be £3 and £3. So the same pizza, if you divide it amongst 4 people and it's still £6, you divide it into 4, so it would be £1.50, £1.50, £1.50, £1.50. So that is division. Or you could say if you were sharing 9 sweets with 3 people, so that would be divided by 3. So you got 9, so you could draw 9 like this. And 3 people are going to have 3 each. 3 sweets there, 3 sweets there, 3 sweets there. To signify 9 in total, so 3 people will have 3 sweets each. That's basic division. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through doing a couple of division that there's a method of doing. The usual method that we adopt for division is usually what they call the bus stop method, and the bus stop method is usually like a bus shelter, and then you would like put a number in there. Let's say for argument's sake we try 96, say 96, and the question would be 96 divided by 3. That would be what the question would look like. Equals what? So how we would do it is we would use the bus stop method and put the 3 over here. So the lower figure always goes here and the higher figure goes over here. And we would say that 3 into 9 goes 3 times, because 3 times 3 is 9. And then we could bring the 6 down, so if we split it, so this is the tens, and this is the units, we could drop that, down, and then say 3 into 6 equals, and it goes above into the same line, in line. So 3 into 6 goes twice. So then the answer would be 32. Remainder 0, so there's no remainder. That's one way of looking at it. Or the other way, if it gets a bit too complicated for some of you, if you remember in our multiplication one that we did, last video we did, I did say that multiplication is very handy for division, so you can side by side learn about it. So what I tend to do is if you get a question like this where it's 96 divided by 3, is this going to be now based on the 3 times table? So what I would do is quickly just write down 3 and add 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 and so on, where it helps you. So it's such a short, small, because you only need to go up to 9 really, so even if you went up to 9, that's enough. Judging on there is a 9 in there, so you only need to do 3, 6, 9. And there you could put 1 times 3, 2 times 3, and 3 times 3. You don't even have to put the 3. So you get that, and then you can say to yourself, right, we go 1 times 3, 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9. So straight away you got 9 divided by 3 is going to be that one, so you can just put the 3 in. And then you can still segregate this, like so. And you can bring the 6 down to drop it. Always drop it downwards. It's carried over. And then 3 into 6 will go twice. So that helps you. I think this is a really good method. We'll try another one to see if you got the gist of it. Working with tables is really good, really handy. So if you were doing something like 81 divided by 3, the question would arise like this. That's what the question would look like. So it's up to you that if you want to do it with a table, or you can do it the bus stop method. I think the bus stop method is brilliant. So put the bus shelter in and put the 3 in. This is the lower figure. And then you can just say, it's based on the 3, so let's do 3 times table here. So 3, 6, 9. Well, it goes up to 8. So I think 9 is plenty, so you don't need to go any further. And then if you want to write in 1 times 3, 2 times 3, and then 2 times, 3 times 3, like that, to give you like sort of an idea of what is as a table, then you can just relate to this and say to yourself, oh, okay, 2 times 3 is 6. So okay, that's not a 9, so 3 can only go into there twice. So then you'd say, okay, I better put 2 up here, because 2 times 3 is 6. And then underneath here, put your lines in like you normally do, what I just told you on the last one. And then under here, you can put 2 times 3 is 6 under here. And then you can bring the 1 down here as well. Or you can just take the 6 away, bring the 2, like that. And then you can bring the 1 down here. And then say 3 into 21. So now, you can't work that, if you can't work that out in your head, 3 into 21, in other words 21 divided by 3, which is going to give you this answer here, then you can always continue with this. This will help you. So you've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is going to be 12, 15, 18, 21. There you are, you can stop there. Now you know is 7 times 3 equals 21. Now you can put the 7 up here. So now you've got the answer, 27. I hope you understand this, because if you don't understand any of this, just let me know and I can explain it again, or maybe explain it in a slightly different way. And if you still don't understand it, leave a comment and ask me, and I will do maybe a Skype call with you one-on-one to explain it further. But I think it's just practice, it is. So if we keep practicing the same thing over and over again, I'm sure you'll get it. So let's try another one. Say 96 divided by 12. Here's a nice one. 96 divided by 12. So once you've got the practice, you won't need to write this every time. you would just go straight into the bus stop and say, it's 96 divided by 12. So you got it straight away, instead of writing this out. With practice, you will get faster and faster at it. So, because this is based on the 12 times table, if you don't know your 12 times table off by heart, which most of them at this stage, most of you at this stage should know it, but if you don't worry, just do my method where I said 12, based on the 12 times table, because this is, the question is, how many 12s are going to go into 96? That's what the question is. So 96 divided by 12 is the same thing as saying how many 12s will go into 96. So then it's based on the 12 times table. So you have to put in 12, 24, 36, 48, and carry on going until you get to 96. Okay, 48, so plus 12, 72, 84, 96. Now you can just put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now if you look at it, you've got yourself a table. So if I design this for you, if you missed the last one, and just put times in there, then you know it's 2 times 12 equals 24. Or you can just put lines through there to make it into a table, so you know what the reference is of each one. Like that. See? It's up to you how far you want to go. Some people get it just as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, quickly put that in, and then they just add the number 12 to each one and make your own table quickly to where you want it to. And some people still can't understand that, so they like to highlight lines, like I sometimes highlight lines to make it easier for you, so that you get used to the pattern, and sooner or later, once you get used to it, you won't need these, because you're just going to quickly jot down numbers and you'll know what to do. But for the time being, I think it's a good idea. It's a bit like taking a photograph, and if you've got a grid on your camera, you know exactly where the position of a person is going to be on the camera. Well, this is going to help you in the same way, keep everything in alignment. So if we go and to do this now, we just go to 96 and say, oh yeah, 8 times 12 is 96, because the table's telling you. So you can just put it up here, 8. That's it, done. If this number was obviously higher than 12, then 12 would have gone into the 10s. But 12 won't go into 9, so you go straight into 96. Okay? So let's do one more, and then we can go into, I didn't want to make these complicated enough, because this is not going to be long division. Long division is might be a little bit hard for you guys at the moment, because you're only year 3, so I'm not expecting too much. 7 to 8 year old, I think maximum of 2 numbers is plenty. If you go into like 3 numbers, like 322 divided by 7, say, or 70, it might get a bit complex for you at the moment. So we'll do that in part 2. You don't want to go too far with you at the moment. So you know what they say, slowly, slowly catch the monkey. So you got to, adjust yourself slowly into it and get into it. So if we do one more, say we do 81 divided by 3, say. So this time I'm not going to write it out. I'm going to go straight into the bus stop method like this. So that signifies 81 divided by 3. Okay? Some people might write it in a different way. They might write it like this. 81 divided by 3. That's the same thing as that, really, but with practice, it's better to use the bus stop method, because it's a really good layout. You see the flat surface there. You can start putting figures in and working this logically. So my logic would be, again, until you get used to it, is to line it up so that it helps you to put the numbers in the right place. If you don't do this, you might put the numbers shifted over. As I explained in one of my other videos that alignment is the key in mathematics. If you don't align things up, you will get things wrong. And anything you do, if it's division, you could always multiply the answer by the lower number to see if you can get the total number. So you can prove it's right. And that way you can learn multiplication and division at the same time, because they go along together. So anyway, so if we was doing this, again is based on the 3 times table. So if you know your 3 times table, you don't need to do that table. So let's try it without now. I know my 3 times table anyway. So let's say 3 times 3 is 9, won't go, because that figure is only 8. So we'd have to go to the next one lower, which is 3 times 2, or 2 times 3 is 6. So let's put 2 up here then. So 2 times 3 is 6. And then we just put the 6 down here. Okay? And then we minus that 6 from there, which gives us a 2. And then we bring the 1 down, because that 1 is hanging there by itself, and 3 won't go into 2, you see. If that number was 3, it would have gone into it, then you wouldn't need to drop that down. You could just do that one first as a 33, so you could just put that 1 there. But anyway, so if you say 3 into 21, and then the answer is going to go into this one because it's in line with it. Okay? It's the whole figure. So 3 into 21, so 7 3s, 3 7s, 7 3s, 21. Let's put the 7 up there. So basically 3 times 27 is 81. Okay, so you could prove this. If you wanted to prove this answer, you could either set up your table like we did before. We'll do it by year if you want. Let's say we do this. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and carry on that way until we get to 81. That's long, isn't it? Or, instead of doing that, we could do another way by doing 27 like this, plus 27, plus 27, and then add them up. This is the same thing. So you want to prove if 3 times 27 equals 81. 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6, and 1 is 7. Right, 21, 2. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 8. Sorry. Okay. So 27 plus 27 plus 27, 7 plus 7 plus 7, which is 3 7s, is 21. So 1 goes here, 2 goes here. So you carry it forward. Add all the 2's up, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 goes here. So that answer now relates to this one. So you know that 81 divided by 3 is 27 because it proves it. Okay? I hope you get this. You'll only get faster at it. This practice makes perfect. So just think of some figures, multiply them together on a calculator, and then make your own division up. Like say if you wanted to make a division up, like say you could do 3 times 36, yeah, add it up on a calculator if you want, or add it up by adding 3 36s together, which is going to be 90, 108, okay, like that. Now you can make a division from there for yourself, or get somebody to make them for you. So that's going to be 108 divided by 3, like that. Okay? And you can cross that off then, so you don't know the answer. And now you can work it out logically and say to yourself, right, it's based on the 3 times table, so we can easily do this by just what we did before. Just write it out, 3, 6, 9, 12, that should be enough. because the figures there don't really go that high. There's a 10 there, and there's an 8 there. Well, there's close to 10 with a 9. So what if we went 3 into 1 won't go? Then we do 3 into 10. And because we've got the lines here, we can get it in line. That's the beauty of it. So now we say, this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 3s are 12. So let's go into this one and say 3 times 3 is 9. So we got 10 here. Yeah, that means the 3 is going to go here. Okay, and we take away 9 from 10. So if we take away 9 from 10, we get left with 1. Okay, so when we get 1 left, we have to bring this 8 back down because we have to drop it. Now we do 3 into 18, in other words, 18 divided by 3. So, okay, we haven't got an 18 there, but we can just continue this by putting 15, 18 there. So we get 5 and 6. So there, it tells us 6 times 3 is 18. There you got 18. So 6 times 3 is 18. So 6 got to go here. Okay? So your answer is 36. So if you wanted to prove that that's right, we could easily just do, I'll write it over here so you can see it a bit better, 36 plus 36 plus 36, because the question now is going to be 3 times 36 should equal 108. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. Okay? And then 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9, plus the 1 is 10. That 108 now relates to that one. So you've proved that this is right. So the answer to the original question is 108 divided by 3 equals 36. Correct? Done. We've done it. Now, if we wanted to prove that that's right, 3 times 36 should equal 108. There. Which we've proved it. Okay? This is your proof. I hope you got the gist of it. So now we can do some simple ones. Because you will get some simple ones in division. Like say if somebody said to you, divide something by 2 or divide something by 4, you could always use a pie or a pizza. Pizzas are really great for when it's simple division. So say if you had, say you had 8 and somebody said, can you divide that by 4 for me? So you say 8 divided by 4. And if you use a pizza, you know you're going to be working on quarters because it's divided by 4. So if this is worth 8, then 4 plus 4, 2 halves, that was a half, it'd be 4 plus 4. So if you put half of 4, which is a quarter, you can do 2, 2, 2, 2. Now if you add all the 2s up, it should come to 8. So 1 quarter, 1 quarter, 1 quarter, 1 quarter. 2 quarters equals a half, which is a half a pizza. Hence the 4. So then, if you wanted to divide 8 by 4, the answer is going to be 2, because it tells you here. It's a quarter. Same again if you was doing a pizza, and say if you was doing, you won't always need a quarter and a half, because once you know which is which, you can just keep doing it. Just by doing a pizza. Pizza is your friend. Like Google is your friend, pizza is your friend as well. Food works. So say if we were doing 32 then. Here. Let's say 32 by 4. Okay? So your whole number is 32, and you've got a quarter, 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 quarter. So half of 32 is going to be 16. So you know this is 16, this is 16 as a total. This is your half and half. If you split it again, half of 16 is 8, so 8 is going to go in each one. So 1/4, which is 4, into 32 is going to be 8. And to prove it, you can do this. 8 times 4, yeah? 8 times 4 equals 32. So you can always do like this, 8 plus 8. Or you can do 8 plus 8 like this, 8 plus 8, 8 plus 8, 16, 16, 32. Yeah? It's another way of doing it, that's all. Many ways of doing things. If you don't understand something, you can always pause the video, look at it again, rewind it, look at it again, and keep looking at it until you understand it. If you still don't, just comment below. Let's do some simple ones. Let's say if we had 1,000 divided by 10. Now, some people tend to panic with the zeros, and I think the zeros are the easiest things to do, because when you're working on zeros and you're doing division or you're doing multiplication, it's just a matter of either carrying that 0 to forward or taking a 0 off when you got division. So if you was to do that, 1,000 divided by 10, you could easily just say, oh, I know what that is. It's 100. And so you say, well, how did you come across that so quick? So if it's 10, you just take 1 0 off, like that, because there's 1 0 in there. So let's do the same question, but let's do 1,000, so you can understand what I'm saying, divided by 100. So now that's got 2 zeros, look. So you can just say, oh, I know, we'll take those 2 zeros off. If it helps you, you can just go cross, 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 cross. And what do you have left? 10. So 1,000 divided by 100 is 10. Now again, if we do another one, 1,000 divided by 1,000, you can see it's got 3 zeros on that one and 3 zeros on that. So you can just cross the zeros off. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What have you got left? 1. So 1,000 divided by 1,000 is 1. Yeah? So you might think the thing's going to get complicated if you do something else. Now that you know about zeros, let's really try ourselves out on this. So say if we had 560, and then somebody said, oh, can you divide that by 10, please? So you might say, oh, because it's got a 6 in there now, it's going to be a little bit awkward. But it doesn't matter, as long as it's got a 0, it's not that difficult. So you can either just cross the zeros off and say, oh, it's going to be 56. That's one method. There you go. You cross it off. So 56 divided by 1 now is 56, yeah? Well, the other way of doing it, if I rewrite it, which is a lot of people do, there's another way of doing it. If you look at the point is always on the right side of a number, that would be the point. So it would be 560. So you've got the dot there. So what you could do, you do a 10 there and it's divided by, you just go backward. So this dot now becomes here. So if the dot becomes here, you'd have to rewrite that as 56.0. Okay? And 56.0 is the same thing as writing 56 dot or 56. Because a dot is silent, you don't see it until it becomes a decimal. So that's another way of doing it. So if that's the loop method where you loop it backwards, then you could easily say, oh, I can divide this by numbers now and show it this way, divided with a higher number. So say if we had 2,000, and then you say, oh, I'm going to divide that by 100. Okay? So it's got 2 zeros on there. Like I said, you could either cross the zeros off and you know the answer is 20, or you could count those zeros and say, look, the dot is here, let's go back twice. Once, twice, and the dot goes here. So your answer is 20.00. Just cross the zeros off then. So it makes sense to you. Yeah. 20. So if that's easier for you guys, do it this way. If the other one's easier where you cross it off, do that way. But like with any maths, guys, always show your working out, because it's very important for your teachers. Because if you don't show your working out on any of the things that I've shown you, if you don't show them your working out, your teacher will automatically think either your mum or your dad helped you and they done it for you, or you cheated somehow, because where's the working out? And if you do make a mistake, they will not know where you made the mistake. So it'll help them to go over it with you, so then they know what part of it you're getting wrong, and it'll help you and help them. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will be doing further. This is our last one in the series of part 1, but I might be doing a part 2 for the older kids, so it depends on if this takes off properly. So I hope you enjoyed it, and please like, subscribe, and comment below. And if you get any problems, as I said, and you want me to go over it again, just give me a holler. Stay safe, keep out of trouble.